audience louder. So this is a show we did this last week. We had each of our stage mics running into a Zoom F6, and then we put the stereo output of the Zoom F6 into the actual soundboard. At the back of the room, on one of our cameras that was recording, we had a Sennheiser MKE 600. How we basically gave the audience its impact is if we bring it into DaVinci Resolve here, we're on the edit page. This down here is actually the MKE. It is basically juiced to the max. That MKE 600 is really good at focusing down onto a point of the audience. Because of that, it rejected a lot of the stage, but it also rejected a lot of the surrounding audience. So we had to do a bit of work to get it good, or at least better than it could be. I like to say, guys, one of the things about crowd is we all put an emphasis on it because it lets us know if it's funny. But if we can hear them laughing, we can hear them laughing. After we can physically hear them, it's all just volume at that point. And how we get to where it sounds okay to us is all a matter of taste. So here are the tools that I use to get it to essentially my tastes. This is everything muted except this track. So you can see that we have it here living pretty low. It's minus 30. And the crowd at max levels off to about 20. So very quiet, obviously. What we're going to do for that is we're going to turn the gain up at the source here. These waveforms I've all sort of pre-mixed, so I know that I sort of need it at max. So that gets us to a point where it's about here.
And I pay her in solidarity.
So you can hear and see that when it reaches its natural max, it gets between -5 and 0, which is where, as crowds get loud, that's where they should live. I'll put in the rest of the tracks here just so we can hear it all in context.
Because she mishandled his Legos, and I pay her in solidarity.
So you can see that the audience starts out lower and then it goes up higher. Now, one of the things that is very important for audio mixing is to get onto a page that offers you a bit more control. This page is reminiscent of Adobe Audition, but this is just the Fairlight page in Resolve. What I do for basically all my stuff is this is the compressor side of things, not this compressor, channel 8's compressor. That's what I want. You can see I've got this compressed all to hell, So if I bring it down and play this track and then do the Legos line again.
Here broke up with a woman because she mishandled his Legos, and I pay her in solidarity.
So we could hear the audience, but I'm obviously listening in headphones. Not obviously, who knows? I'm listening in headphones. It sounds good to me, but I know from experience that it's not necessarily gonna work for TV or a phone with no headphones. But I do know that I can make it get a lot closer if I go up to and Logic and also Premiere have got these presets for various levels of compression, but we won't worry about a preset. What we want is we want to raise our makeup, we want to have a good threshold, and we want to have a good ratio so that as we boost it, it doesn't start mad clipping. But here is here's the before.
With a woman because she mishandled his Legos, and I pay her in solidarity.
And then if I have it run through a pretty meaty compressor.
Here broke up with a woman because she mishandled his Legos, and I pay her in solidarity.
And what that does is that makes the quiet parts louder, but the absolute loudest parts, the claps, the things that are going to spook my mic, I've got those tapered off. So, this is, I wish I could just tell you, oh yeah, your threshold needs to be this and your ratio needs to be this. But the reality of the situation is between makeup, threshold, and ratio, you're going to want to make those sound good to you and then send them off into the world. There's not a ton. I'm on reasonably cheap headphones or TV speakers or a Mac Mini speaker. So what sounds good to me in my living room or my office area may not sound good to you, but at least using this method, I can get those audience claps a lot more audible and not just rely on the direct gain output. Because in this particular instance, my microphone taps out at 30 dB of raised volume. And so the only way to continue compensating is with a compressor. And I like to think if you're doing it on one channel or two channels of your audience, you're trying to get all the impact of all the laughs. That a compressor is a totally fine way to do it. So thank you for watching my way too long video. Okay, bye.